Hey there guys, welcome back to another awesome video. We're here to talk about more on Indigo Park, and do excuse the new location. It's just something experimental and just something a little fun I wanted to try out just this one time, maybe. But in case you guys don't know what Indigo Park is, we're just do a small recap that it is the latest indie horror game and the latest indie mascot game, mascot horror sort of genre. And it's very similar to like Disney World, Disneyland, having a theme park, an abandoned theme park. I assume we play as this person who is a big fan of Indigo Park, and he goes to the abandoned amusement park filled with attractions and colorful characters. You suddenly find out that there is possibly stuff underneath the surface, that the park has shut down due to experiments and due to other situations that might have happened in the past. And the theory that is going around out there is that these characters that we see in the game, from Molly Macaw to Lloyd the Lion, are all they don't look very much like their counterparts, their cartoon animated counterparts, because they look very more primal, they look more very animal-esque. These are perhaps animals that were experimented on. It's not animatronic characters possessed, it's not humans being turned into animals, it's more along the lines of animals being turned into these characters, or at least mutated in some way, shape, or form, hence the experiments. Someone like Molly Macaw, like her cartoon character counterpart, is able to speak fluent English, but yet first encounter her, she has very much the same traits as a parrot would. To repeat phrases and words like a parrot would.
Get back in your cage, bird.
Hello! And you have Lloyd the Lion, who he acts more savage-like rather than his big, over-the-top performance that he gives. But here I'm going to kind of discuss and kind of go down into the rabbit hole of that. Who is really the villain of this game so far? Who is the big bad? Who is our main antagonist? Who is our Afton of this series, if you will? Of what really went down with Indigo Park, why did it shut down, and all these other things, and what could have occurred, what could be going forward. There's a few variables we can definitely touch on. One I want to definitely get out of the way is the fact that I don't think that Rambly the raccoon is our main antagonist. There's clear evidence and supporting evidence that feels like, hey, maybe he could be our villain because that jealousy and that sort of like same energy that Mickey Mouse had back in the early 20s or early 30s when Donald Duck was introduced, popularity arose, and so Mickey became very much obscure and kind of like overshadowed by the new characters. Maybe Rambly feels like he's overshadowed by all these other characters. And as much as that's good evidence, and I feel like that all really does kind of point out to there's an image of Rambly hanging out with Lloyd, acting like they were best friends at one point. And you know, I feel like it's less about him being the antagonist and more of maybe that obscurity, that maybe it was that, hey, like Rambly was once a popular character, then Lloyd comes along and he's more popular than ever. And it just feels like that Mickey Mouse Donald Duck rivalry. Or maybe if we want to draw more parallels from Disney, Mickey and Pete have parallels of their relationship, and Mickey and Mortimer Mouse have their polar opposites and their relationship. So maybe it's something similar to those aspects. That's just my assumption. But I don't think it makes Rambly the antagonist. I don't think this makes him the villain, if I'm being honest. You're probably thinking, is it Lloyd? I don't really necessarily think it could be Lloyd. I mean, he did try to attack us in the game from what I've seen. I'm not too sure. I'm not really 100% leaning on Lloyd being the main villain, but at the same time, I'm not opposed to it. Same thing goes for Salem the Skunk, who we've barely seen, but we've only saw her in a mini-bit, 8-bit like form. But I feel like they're trying to pinpoint and pin on her that she is the antagonist, and maybe she's the one that's corrupting all the characters and making them go rogue and go savage and all this other stuff. But I feel like that's not even 100% accurate too. Like, I could see that. Like, I wouldn't be against it, but I wouldn't be all for it. Like, I'd be in the middle, like with Lloyd. I would say yes, but I would say no to the idea. However, I do have a better thought process here on who our real main villain is. I don't know if it's a specific name, and I don't think we have gotten any confirmation on any other names per se, but I feel like maybe it could be the cast members that were involved with making Indigo Park. Perhaps an Imagineer, if you will. So I think either one of our main villains or our main Afton is going to be a Imagineer or a producer or someone who helped fund or created Indigo Park. Especially when you have this dialogue from these two cast members that are talking about Rambly.
Hey Jackson, you hear about the new mascots?
Yeah, think it'll put us out of a job?
I think so. Old, sport, and right after we got this damn raccoon costume.
I think this is implying that probably after the death of Isaac Indigo, the Walt Disney of this series, once he passed away, the cast members and Imagineers and people maybe that started to run and operate the park maybe were not so the nicest of people. Maybe they started to treat the characters and treat these animals more cruel and a lot more abusive. Maybe not caring as much, or maybe they were just in it for the money, in it for the greed or something, just to keep the park going. Also, to add to the debate and to the argument, that there's the animatronic we hear of Molly saying that not Rambly, he hurts Lloyd. That could be implying that maybe there was a cast member that was wearing a Rambly mask at one point and was perhaps abusing Lloyd. I have a feeling that Imagineers or cast members or something with the people behind the scenes were not a fan of Indigo Park, which led to the animals rebelling and resisting and having this whole revolution against humanity and perhaps creating their own Hour of Joy, their own Fall Fest, their own Bite of 83, Bite of 87. So that is what I think is going to happen with Indigo Park, or those are my little thoughts on what could be our villain, or more of a clear idea of what things are going on. I have no idea what could happen with chapter 2, but all I know is that there's a lot to maybe speculate. And what do you guys think? What is your speculations? Let me know down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to us videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every week. Share the video with your friends, all the good stuff and more. Leave suggestions down in the comments. You name it, I'll look to do as best as possible. Got more videos for you guys, reviews, some top 10s, keeping the track and keeping the train going, the ball and chain and everything. And you can also go check out that I did some streams in the past, like a couple days ago or so, give or take whenever this is uploaded. All these will be here for you guys to check out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.